entrepreneurs, I know y'all feel me. Tell me if you really feeling me on this one, because you know what it is where you don't feel like you getting the support and people not backing you the way that you want to back you. It can form something in you, not for everybody, but it can form something in you where it's just like, oh, now I got something to prove, because I got to prove y'all wrong now, because I got to make y'all see what it is that I'm seeing in my head. And that's where I was. So when the split happened, it was just like, oh, I'm finna do this either way. With you or without, I don't care. I'm finna do this because this is my goal. This is my thing. I'm finna do it because ain't nobody finna stop me from reaching my goals. I put my mind on this and I'm going for it, which in some ways is a good thing, but the place where it was coming from internally wasn't the best. I was saying that based off my pride. I was saying that off my ego because I felt like I had something to prove to other people. And I didn't understand yet that I didn't really have anything to prove. I knew it, but I didn't really understand it. I understood it, but I wasn't understanding that. You know what I'm saying? And that's two different things. I'm grateful that happened, because doing those episodes is really what helped me figure out which way that the show needed to go, which was really cool. And I had a lot of fun doing it because it showed me that I really could step into my power and I had what it takes to really do this on my own. Because in the beginning, I didn't think I could do this on my own. And that's why I felt like I had so much to prove, was because I didn't understand that I could do this. But actually doing it is what showed me that I could. So I'm grateful that it happened the way that it happened. But, you know, at the time, I just didn't understand it the way that I can understand it now. But I couldn't process all of this because I was in motion. It was continually going. Like I said, I didn't take a break. I think I took like a week off. And that week off was literally spent game planning to figure out how the next week was going to come. And that's really just how it went. And, you know, we just kept going. I never stopped. So, you know, that's how Thinker versus Speaker ultimately became what it was. We talked to different people every week. We had all of these different conversations, amazing conversations, and I was having fun. And in the midst of that, I was tapping in with so many cool and interesting people, and I was having amazing conversations and making new friends, and we were growing. Like, you know what I'm saying? When we started, it was like, I think Thinker versus Speaker's YouTube page had like 17 subscribers when I started. And you know, today it's at 145. And that might not seem like a lot, but like, you got to think about it. The first year, all we got was 17. And then the next year we're at 125. That's pretty fucking good. That's pretty good in my opinion, just based off what we doing. So, you know, I met amazing people and had amazing conversations. And today where we stand, a lot of the people that we talk to, these are my friends. Like, I tap in with these people. I care about these people, and you know what I'm saying? I enjoy talking to them and I enjoy working with them, and I like seeing what they're doing because ultimately they motivate me to keep going. You know what I'm saying? And that really just was getting lost because I was so focused on proving something and trying to get results. So I just kept going harder. See, because now I'm linking up with hustlers. You know what I'm saying? Because back in the day, like, I was a stoner. My friends were stoners, and like, that's just what we did. It wasn't any like, you know what I'm saying, go get it attitudes. I'm not saying all of my friends, because some of my friends were like stoners and they was actually out here getting it. But like, I was just a stoner. I was not out here getting it. So now I'm getting into the mode of just actually getting out here and getting it. And now I'm trying to keep up. At some point, I went from having fun to like trying to keep up. And now I'm really hustling, you know what I'm saying? So now, you know, I told you I had that pride, I had that ego. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to go. I got something to prove. And now I'm linking up with all of these other people that are doing amazing things. And now, you know, that pride, that ego is still trying to keep up. Like, I can rock with the best of them. Like, no, I got this now, because now my confidence is up. I'm getting strong. I'm like, I got this. I'm going for it. Yeah, and that's good. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's fun because, you know, at the end of the day, iron sharpens iron. And I feel so blessed to have people around me that can motivate me in that way. But we said this in Chris's episode, Stepping Stones. You never want to fall into competition. And again, that's where this hustler mentality thing comes from. Because I think at the time, to do this, I always had to be on social media. I always got to be interacting and seeing what other people are doing. And, subconsciously, when you're doing that too much, you can start comparing yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to do it, but it can happen. And sometimes it can just kind of creep up in on you, and you start comparing yourself, and you feel like, well, for me to be successful, I need to be doing A, B, C, D. I got to be working all the time. I got to constantly be grinding. I got to be seeing results. And if I'm seeing results, if I'm not seeing the results that I want to see, am I actually successful? And for me, that was the trap that I was falling into, because it was just when you see so much good happening in other people's world, you like, hold on, wait, where is mine? But I wasn't seeing that mine was all around me, which begs the question, is that hustler mentality truly worth it? And I spent the month of September and part of this month of October really grasping, really grasping that ideal. Like, is this gotta get it worth it? And really, where is it coming from? And I say this all the time, like, when you have that thing that you're going for, it's always good to get to the root of like where these strong feelings are coming from. Whether you have strong feelings that are good or strong feelings that are bad, it's always nice to know where these are stemming from emotionally. And for mine, it's just like, I'm hustling because I feel like I have something to prove, because in order for me to feel worthy, I need these results. But in reality, you should just feel worthy. And granted, that challenge is different for everybody, which is why I can't really tell you what the root of it is for you personally. But it's always good to know what your why is. And at some point, I lost touch with my why because I was too busy chasing some goal that I just couldn't really put my finger on, because I was working so hard and I couldn't really tell you why. Like, what am I working for? Like, am I doing this for subscribers? Am I doing this for money? Am I doing this for recognition? Like, what am I doing it for? When in reality, the reason why I wanted to keep doing this in the first place was because A, it's fun. B, like, I genuinely enjoy it. Like, I like having the conversations that I have. Like, even outside of the podcast, one of my favorite things to do is to have in-depth conversations with people about different topics, and to pick their brains about certain things and try to understand their perspectives and where people are coming from. That's just what I like to do. And then I found out along the way that that people enjoy these conversations and they're actually helpful to people. And that gave me even more initiative to do it. But I lost sight of all of that trying to keep up with the Joneses. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't fun anymore. It became all work. And, that leads me to why it just abruptly stopped. Because one day I looked up and I was just like, I'm happy. Like, I'm not happy. This is not fun. I'm working 24/7, not getting the results that I want, not feeling fulfilled anymore. And, that's not okay. Because the point in the beginning was to find something that made me happy, to find an outlet that I genuinely enjoyed, to, introduce something in my life that was going to bring me genuine fulfillment from a soul level. It was never about the money. It was never about getting the recognition. It was never about any of those things. It was just something for me to show myself that I can set goals and see them through to the end. And the original goal was just to get the podcast on air in the first place. Isn't that the success? Isn't that what I wanted? It's good that I continue to do it and I'm doing it because I love it, but is it worth it if it's not fun? Is it still worth it if I don't feel like I can take a break? Is it still worth it if I'm not getting to spend time with my family anymore? I'm not seeing my friends. Like, at some point I looked up and I was like, bro, you ain't watched TV in like 2 years. Not saying the TV is like super important, but like, you don't sit down. Like, me and Ruby would go on adventures once a week, every week. And I loved it. I like getting outside. I like being in nature and seeing different things and just walking the path and seeing how far it'll take me and where it's going to go. You know, I'm a sucker for a good little waterfall, but I wasn't doing that anymore. It was literally just work and work. Like, I can't tell you the last time I hung out with my friends down here. I do not know. I've had friends move away and everything, miss going away parties and all types of stuff because I'm so busy working. Not being a good friend, not being a good daughter, I'm not being a good dog parent anymore. And I'm saying all of these good things, but I'm not living them. And that wasn't okay. So yeah, I up and decided to take a break. And I know it was abrupt and out of nowhere, but you know, it didn't matter anymore. Because at no point did I ever think about stopping the show, but the show was never meant to become more important than me, if that makes sense. It was never meant to become more important than, you know, my own happiness and fulfillment, because that just defeats the purpose. You know, they say it all the time. You can be, that's why there are millionaires that are miserable, because maybe sometimes you just get so caught up in the seeking results and the gaining the material fruit of what it is that you're doing that you miss everything along the way. So I pulled back from everything. I got off social media. I started journaling again, sleeping a lot, like a lot, catching up on sleeping, playing with my dog, you know what I'm saying? I had family come visit me and I got to spend time with them, like going to the fair, like the fair's out right now, you know what I'm saying? Getting outside again, getting in nature now that the weather is broken, and just, you know, bird watching. I like birds. I like being in nature, buying flowers and all kinds of stuff. So I really spent that time getting back in touch with myself and then tapping back in with God, because I needed it. You know what I'm saying? I needed to get regrounded, and I needed to focus on what was important, because I had lost sight of it. I lost sight of it, and that is not a good feeling. Okay, it is not a good feeling. Like, there are some things that money, material things, it doesn't matter. Like, you can have a house, a car, all of the money in the world and still not be happy. And that's just not worth it to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I wasn't seeing was all of the friends that I gained. Like, I remember there was a point in time where I wept to God asking for a genuine support system, to have people around me that knew more than me, that could help me along my way. I was tired of being the one that knew everything. And to be where I am now, and it's just like I have people in my circle with knowledge and resources around the things that I do, people that I can just call and are genuinely willing to help me, ain't looking for anything. And, you know, I'm grateful, you know what I'm saying? But to realize you have everything that at one point in time that you prayed for, like, you might not have everything that you want, but God definitely made sure that you had everything you needed. I have everything that I prayed for at one point in time. You know what I'm saying? I have a family that supports me. I have friends that are here for me. My relationships are getting better. You know what I'm saying? I got money. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I ain't rich, but you know what I'm saying? All my bills are paid and I got a little bit extra to work with. And some people can't say that. So who's to say I'm not successful when you have everything that you asked for? So yeah, that's what I needed. I needed a moment. I needed a moment to pause for perspective And you know what I'm saying? I guess really that's why I want to bring it up. You know, it's good to be a part of the gotta get it, the gotta get it, the gotta get it, the gotta get it culture. But at what point do you stop and say, I made it? When do you know you made it? How do you know you made it? What is making it even look like? And is that something you can really answer? And if you can't answer it, why? Who can answer it? And who is the judge of whether or not you're successful? You know what I'm saying? Like, who's to say what makes me happy is going to make somebody else happy? You know, everything don't work for everybody. So if everything don't work for everybody, who's to say what success is? And when we working to keep up with the Joneses, what are we even trying to keep up with? You know what I'm saying? If the people around you are doing what they love and what makes them happy, and you doing it too, aren't y'all doing the same thing? Aren't y'all on the same level? Because it's going to look different either way.